Today we're making millions of stress units of power in Create Mod here on the BeCreative SMP. Now before we do that, the server is going to go to the end for what became a really crazy Ender Dragon fight. Now, not everyone enjoys watching Ender Dragon fights, so if you don't, I'm putting the timestamp on screen past it, but you don't want to miss this. Alright, we all met up at Colony Shattergears to get our items together and discuss the plan for taking on the end. Vlofast found a stronghold, and there was a game plan to hop into it. I went a little rogue. We were all supplied with back tanks, potato cannons, and I supplied golden carrots for everyone to ensure we were ready for this battle.
Everyone, get it around the portal frame.
Hold on, go. Yep, there you guys go. Well, better try this. 3, 2, 1, go!
Geronimo! Got some blocks over here.
It's usually it's usually not the best idea
There's two dragons!
No way.
Oh
my god, there's 2 dragons!
Everybody, quickly! Quickly!
2 dragons!
Get to land!
Make way! Oh no, move, Ranger! Move, Ranger!
Ranger, move!
Okay, there you go. Another one, and Jason.
Oh god.
And... Wait, I can see you.
Oh, there we go.
yeah,
Oh, this is gonna be so disorienting. Oh no.
Alright, let's go. Let's kill the dragons.
Well, we gotta take out the towers.
Things up.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
you guys gotta take out the towers. What do you mean?
Oh, this is gonna be so tough.
Oh, got one.
Controlling the feet movement.
Oh, this. Oh god!
It's hurting. Okay, I got one of the crystals out.
Wait, are we
This might
climbing?
make it.
Oh, I see a lot of potatoes.
Who am I on?
It's like an elevator. This is great.
What is going on?
How are you gonna shoot this thing?
Oh god, that hurt.
Oh, that hurt. Okay.
Oh, I got knocked
That hurt a
off.
lot. Okay, we're fine.
Oh, Uber's down.
Yep.
Oh, it just disappeared?
Oh. Now we have one dragon left, okay? I don't hate that.
They just glitched. Are we killing it?
Whoa.
It doesn't seem like it's doing damage.
Oh, yeah, it's taking damage.
Are we even doing damage to the
There's water
dragon?
here.
That's what I'm saying. The health isn't going down.
Oh,
There's so many
Yeah,
golden
this
carrots
one's
here.
Oh,
What the?
wait, what? Dragon's dead.
What?
Dead.
I'm so confused.
So maybe the health bar alone will glitch?
Maybe.
There's 2, and then this one that we are fighting is one of them.
yeah,
Where's
the
the
other one's
other?
still alive.
Where?
Wait,
Yeah, because the portal's not open yet.
Yeah, I think he got fling really far away.
no, he's just eating all the experience.
Okay, I'm just
Okay,
in free
wait.
cam. It's not
Ooh,
on the
the
island
bird.
at all.
Is it under the
Get some
island?
loot.
No, it's not yet at all.
Oh. There you go.
It's not under, it's not in, it's...
I like how there's already a building over there.
So what do we
How
do?
we're gonna
Because
get him back?
We can't get back home without dying.
Oh, that's right.
Create far from home.
Oh wait,
Was that
I know
too
what
far?
happened. Probably like since there are 2 dragons, you know that when a dragon hits you, it pushes you away.
Oh.
Yeah.
So he did that to the other dragon.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
but
found
it
it.
shouldn't have been.
I
Wait,
found
you
it. I
did?
found it. It's
You did?
all the way high. It's all the way high up in the sky.
Wait, up.
Oh, I see it right up there.
Yeah.
Oh.
My
I
camera is slowly flying up. I think it's above like 1,000 blocks or something, and right now it's trying to come down.
Just have to wait.
just need to
1,000
wait
blocks.
for it to come down.
So just that wait. Oh, okay.
Okay, cue elevator music.
Yeah, it is slowly coming down.
How do
Oh,
we
yeah, I
encourage
see
it to come down faster?
No,
No.
we just have to play the elevator music,
Oh,
I
that's
guess.
funny.
Oh, I see him
I
now.
didn't pick up anything.
Yeah, you should be able to start seeing him, and we can probably shoot him fairly soon.
I need your Electra. Come down.
It's coming down.
Gonna kill it before it lands.
Oh, almost there. Hey,
Free the end. Oh, look at all these carrots. Yum.
Well done, y'all.
I just want to change my...
Alright, and the portal's open. Sweet.
This feels so much better than before. We took on a bunch of end islands. We were out there for a couple hours. got a lot of elytras and a lot of other loot. All right, now we're going to start construction of our power generation station, but we're going to do this in an interesting way. We're going to semi-automatically construct it by using create mod. Bunch of components here we're going to throw together and make a really cool contraption. So just hang tight. All right, we can see here we have a line of drills. These drills are going to clear out a big circular space for this large circular building, and it's going to be a large building, so we're going to need a lot of space. There's 21 drills here. Now we just need to make a component on top of the bearing that's going to move this machine down so we're going to use a mechanical piston to push it down each time we finish a layer. We don't have that many layers to do, so we're not going to put too many of these extension poles on it. I have 16, 13, should probably do it actually. Now each time this moves down, we're going to want to place down another either shaft or a gearbox. I haven't decided, probably shaft, just to keep the rotational energy possible. Yeah, it's probably gonna be a gearbox now I think about it. I got carried away. So I moved our deployer here so it can deploy gearboxes at the correct angle. This piston will place it, push it down, and then this piston will push it down, deployer will place a new gearbox, allowing for rotational power to continue. Hypothetically, as long as everything goes to plan. We have a clutch here and a clutch here. These will allow us to turn on and off the either rotation and or placement. A gear shift here to change direction, and then a rotational speed controller here to allow us to speed up or slow down our drills. And over here we have a gearbox. This gearbox is going to have a large water wheel that will be spinning eventually. I have to get it power, which I have to get it a place to put water, which will be a little easier said than done, just so I don't make a mess everywhere. And just like that, we should have rotation, but it is overstressed. Why are we overstressed? What's 250? Oh, because we have everything powered at the same time. We can fix that. So we're going to include 3 redstone links. So we have 1, 2, and 3. These will allow us to remotely control what we have on and off. It's kind of cool. I'm very excited about that part. So I'm going to put deployer in the red of this one, a piston extension pole in the red of this one. Oh, I placed it in the red of this one. And then we'll put, I don't know, a shaft in the red of this one. Doesn't really matter. We're only using these for this build. And we can turn these all to receiving mode. And then I'm going to put R indicated button just in case someone has something nearby. And then we're going to take our link controller here, which I have not linked to anything yet. We're going to link up. So mangrove button in the 3 slots, then a shaft in one, extension pole in another, and then deployer in the other. So we should be able to now, if we select certain ones, we can see it did control things. See, that is now spinning rather quickly. Change the direction of it. It appears I have to hold it. I thought it would latch. Okay, so it doesn't actually latch, so it might not be a good choice. That's fine. We'll get rid of these. We're going to go ahead and do this the old-fashioned way with levers, which will work fine. So if I lock you, then this lets me change direction. Everything should work. Keyword should. So to get something to function, you unflick the lever to get it to, okay, so if we press this, it's spinning the wrong way. We got a gear shift, still spinning the wrong way. Oh, because this is set that way. I put it on the wrong end. Should work. So that's now spinning. We have now cleared anything that would be at that level. I think this should go a little slower. All right, so now we flick this lever, which should lock it back into place. Yep, we flick this one to lower it down one. Once we're sure it's down a block, we can unflick it and then reverse direction to pull our piston back up, which I guess in hindsight we don't have to do. And then we can place down another gearbox by pressing this. Oh, but it would help if I fed it with gearboxes. There we go. They're going the wrong way. It's fine. We just flick the lever and it will go the right way. Nope, not that lever. This lever. You see, it should hypothetically clear anything at that level. I don't know if there is anything to clear at that level. It's moving very quickly. Just slow it down again. All right, we should be good. We rinse and repeat. So we lock you, then we let that lower ever so slowly. Then latches in, another layer down. Oh, this isn't gonna work. It's fine. We can just, I was trying to overdo it. Oh no, I broke the wrong block. Okay, we'll put you back. All right, and then we'll run it again. And I'll just do this on repeat until we get down to base level. All right, we built the floor of our power station. Now we need to start building the walls. These we can automate as well. You just do it with deployers facing outwards at the correct distance, and they'll be able to place the blocks. Now our basic material is gonna be out of polished cut iridium, just like so. Creates this nice layered look. I can't reach that top block, but that's fine. That's what these are for. We can set a filter on. But then while we're here, we might as well place the trim. And then we're gonna have a limestone pillar trim, which is gonna go right here. We can get rid of these, which will go around the perimeter of this wall, which we can place in. So now we need a deployer here. Now we can't just place a deployer facing this way because this pillar is not going to be placed in the right direction. So we need a pillar one facing up like that. It's a little goofy, but it does work. We just gotta make sure we connect it in by some means. Although I'm realizing this will actually break stuff. So what we need to do instead, if we go up on top of it, I don't know why I built this so tall, like so, and place our deployer facing down, this will also achieve that same goal, but without breaking everything. Then all we have to do is just connect everything up. Oh, wrong block. And glue it all together. It isn't the prettiest item in the world I've built, but it is function over form. Link that up. Everything should be set. Then all we have to do is fill it with blocks and then give it a test. Unfortunately, I placed the pillars all wrong, so I'll have to manually redo that. That kind of sucks, but it's okay. We'll be fine. All right. So I've only did a quarter of it because we're going to build only a quarter of this before we use schematic cannon and then copy and paste the other 3 quarters. I feel like it'd be the quickest way to do this. So I built the limestone pillars, and now we're going to go ahead and actually build the rest of the roof, which is going to be built out of various shades of copper like over there. We're kind of emulating that style here. All right, and this is 1/4 done. I like it. It's still, there's a lot more work to do, a lot more detail to add. I'm not sold on all aspects of it. I feel like there are some things that need refinement, but I'm going to need to have the whole building in to really understand it. It's a case of trust the process, I feel like. And I think we're almost there. I just got to schematic this, and we'll use a schematic cannon to paste in the other 4 quarters. All right, so the roof structure is mostly done. The schematics really helped speed up the process of building it, and I think it came out really nice. There's a lot of detail. You can definitely tell where the inspiration is drawn from. You got the mix of that. It really feels like most of the build serves a purpose, which is nice. Can I describe most of the purpose? No, but it looks like it does, and that's the important part. Now I just have to add some more details because these schematics didn't quite have everything. That was partially on me and partially just on limitations. So I have to go around, clean that up a little bit. I'm going to add a bunch of campfires here just to provide a smoke effect. And then we're going to cover it with some sort of grate. I haven't really decided what yet, but it should make it look a little bit more like an active power station, which is kind of cool. They aren't the tallest. Maybe I'll put hay bales under them to make them even taller. Be kind of cool. All right, now that the roof is fully complete, I actually think there is nothing left to do for it besides, turn on the power to get some kinetics going. I need to figure out the sides down here. And actually, that's giving me a lot of issues. I'm not 100% certain on how I want to do this, how I want to connect the roof to the rest of the building. I have some various ideas. One is doing like a half step of copper here to kind of give it a trim, kind of actually how the Disneyland Paris Space Mountain has. I don't know, I'm just not sold on any of the ideas I have. I guess I just have to play with it and see how it goes. All right, I think this is taking me hours, by the way. I think it looks good. It's very simple. I love these copycat bite blocks. I used a ton of them, a lot of them. Like actually maybe hundreds of them in this. This is all copycat bites right here, just to make this nice little window, and this is just copycat beams. There's a lot of copycat blocks here, but I think it's giving it a lot of detail. Maybe a little too much, but it's good. It's good. Oh, and then I'm using these buttons again as a little just subtle light source, nothing too crazy. And I think it's coming on pretty well. So now I just have to copy and paste it all across the build. All across the build. I'm hoping I can maybe use schematics and it might work nicely, so let's just give it a go. All right, the exterior is more or less done. I mean, I have to extend these pathways, but we're looking pretty good. I really like the look I went for the outside. This limestone trim really kind of ties it all together and cements it, I'd say, pretty well. You also got this copper accent, which looks like it's kind of supporting this roof overhang, even when it comes in and connects, just like this. And then, of course, using these little glowstone buttons, because I love these for lights. Our windows are very simple. They are weathered iron windows. No, they're not weathered. They're just iron windows. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. I still have to clean up the inside a bit, cover that, but that's where we're at next. We're gonna be working on the interior. So this is of course a power station. Create mod, we'll be using steam boilers. We need an infinite lava pit. So I've kind of placed where our boilers are gonna go, and I've kind of spec'd out where our pit is gonna be. It looks like it's gonna be right here. So we need to dig a really, really deep hole to fill with lava. And it's not gonna be fun. This is gonna probably take a while, specifically the filling up with lava bit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start placing the drills and starting the mining contraption. So it's off and running rather smoothly. Just running off of a single water wheel here. And we'll just have that dig down, probably to bedrock, just to ensure we have enough lava storage. Technically only need a 10 by 10, but this is smaller than a 10 by 10. It's roughly a 9 by 9, but also we have the corners cut in, so we need a little bit more extra space. But now we need to, get ready to fill it. So we need to build a machine to do just that. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna build a contraption that will serve that purpose. This will be super simple. I've seen this done by other people, namely Chosen Architect. Pretty much what we do is you build a fluid tank up on the wrong end of said fluid tank. And we're gonna fill this fluid tank in the nether and bring the lava back here. Oh, that's really going down deep really quickly. I'm gonna prepare it with just a couple water wheels. These water wheels are not actually gonna be using water. They're gonna use lava in the nether because you can't use water in the nether, but you can use lava. I have to figure out where to put my shafts. There we go. And they're just gonna power a singular mechanical pump. These are going to be pretty simple. They're going to go straight into a cog wheel that goes into a speed controller, so we can adjust the speed to allow the pump to be a bit faster. This will go into a vertical gearbox that has a cogwheel on top. Nope, because that is probably too close to that gear. Try that again. Into a rear gearbox. The cogwheel on top. This will go into our mechanical pump, which I probably shouldn't be on top looking at it. Just go like this. Oh, this is being annoying. Into a fluid pipe, no, come on. Oh, there we go. Just like so. Then off of this, we can put another pipe and do we have a hose pulley? I did not make a hose pulley. Wow, it already hit bedrock. Well, that's not as deep as I thought it was going to be. My perspective might just be warped. But we added our hose pulley here. We're going to need a hand crank so we can manually lower it down. But this should be everything it needs. And we can, of course, take this off, but we'll probably carry this separately. Let it be its own thing because we can attach as needed. Now all we have to do is glue the whole thing together, the whole shebang, all the Crate Mod goodies here glued in, and our whole tank here, which I don't know if I can reach the top. I cannot. Oh no. I'll bridge up with. All right, we're going to make a staircase out of pipes. Try this again, just like so. This whole thing should be good to go. So I got here. I guess I'm not the first to be harvesting lava automatically, but we're going to do it this way instead. But we'll be able to take advantage of their chunk loading, whoever's this is, which is pretty handy for us. We'll just plop down our cart assembler, our rail, and the contraption will automatically turn into blocks. You should technically check, where this is placing before you do that, unlike what I just did, because I didn't actually make sure this was in a good spot. Oh, why did I not check? That was so dumb of me. Okay, well, now I get the fun joy of digging this out. Actually, what I can do is I can just lever it, pick it back up. We're going to turn it around. I need a block to stand on, I'm realizing. I can unlever it. Oh, I'm underneath it. Wait, it spun back around this way. I'm so confused. That was dumb of me. I made mistakes. Why did I do that? I'm being stupid. In fact, I didn't bring any blocks with me. Is even more crazy. God, they're going to come back and just see a mess. I have to clean up once I'm done here. It's a very clear, evident thing. The minecart's gone. What happened to the minecart? There we go. So now we can do it here and have less obstruction. Bring this down another block. That should be good. Our rope pulley. Alrighty. And we need a hand crank it down, which I did not make. All right, we're not even at the lava yet. Almost there. Almost there. I think we need to go all the way to the bottom. However deep that might be. All right, we're there. I don't really know how to make this show up as a bottomless supply. Okay, but that's all the way in. So now what we need to do is we need to power it. So we need to gather some lava. I guess there's not going to be an easy way to do, is there? I don't like the nether. All right. Just need to put some lava on top here. That was a mistake. There we go. Tapping the mantle. We got a bottomless supply. That's what that means. So that's good news. I don't know if that means it's pulling it up. It looks like it is, but we're also going very slow. So that's why I brought a rotational speed controller. So we can up the speed of this as high as we possibly can. And might need to grab another bucket for that. Yep, that overstressed it. So let's grab another bucket of lava. I hate another. There we go. We are now generating enough power to do it at max RPM, which means this will fill up very quickly. So I'm just going to let this fill up. All right, so I need this to place blocks along the wall so we don't spill lava everywhere. So I added a bunch of deployers. I realize it's going to make a bit of a mess initially. We're going to just have it go ham, just like so. So we should see it fill in walls as it goes down. Yep, you can see it filling in. We do have to redo the corners as well. Those will be done separately. All right, perfect. We'll have it come back up and we'll do it again. So it's empty. The sides are built up. That means it's ready for lava. So I just got to lower down this pulley a little bit. I think that's all as low as I need to bring it. And then I just power up the water wheels, which honestly, I'm just gonna use lava here too. What's the worst thing that can happen? Boop, boop, and everything's a flowing, and we just turn this direction, and it should. Oh, I did it on the wrong block. Oh no, one block down. But now it should ever so slowly start filling. Actually, it's moving pretty quick. I'll just let this go ham. So I was flying to go pick up my tank here, and I fell in lava. I had everything on me. I had all my spare elytras on me. Why I had that? I don't know. That was poor planning, but that's not good. That is not good at all. That's going to take a lot to get back to where we were. That was a lot of resources. My backpack, my everything. I think it all burned in lava. Well, there is a grave mod we have that might have saved me. We have some equipment. Hopefully, this will allow us to get our stuff back if the grave mod works the way I hope it does, which I'm really hoping it does because, that was a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. I think there's hope. That looks like a body floating there. Oh, let's go. I'm being very optimistic. My hopes and dreams could be crushed in a moment's notice. Oh, God. I hate the nether. Let's see. What's our best route? Okay. There's our little body. I'm trying to get like a bit of a lower platform going. Let's see if I can bridge off here. All right. Okay. That's, I guess, where my body is. All right. I'm going to give it a try. I don't see the backpack. The elytra wings are broken. Oh, do it the backpack. Okay, that's good. So I can re-equip this. Okay, and for everything else, got the better stuff. Looks like. Yep, all of our armor is on here. Oh, and we are in serviceable shape. Let's get these 2 pieces back so we can put it back. What does mean we can temporarily not fly. That's okay. We have some blocks of experience we can use to repair our wings. Alrighty, we're in a good spot again. Oh, that was terrifying for a minute there. Okay, I need to move my elytras into storage. So I did have to expand the hole by 1 block in radius, but we now have a bottomless supply. And I'm gonna be honest, I forgot to reinstall the walls, so it's a little ugly down here, but it's serving the purpose, so I'm not gonna complain too much. I'm willing to bet if I filled up my tanks and kept unloading them, I might be able to fill these caves with enough time, which I'm not gonna do, because that seems like a really poor idea. So I am gonna empty this out, and then we can start work on our power. I have a lot of cleanup to do. All right, so we've cleared the space. We are ready to put in our power plant. But before we do that, there is one other thing I want to add, and that is power for our power plant. So what we'll be doing is setting up power for our power plant by putting water wheels underground. The reason for these water wheels is there are several components of the power plant that we don't want you to lose power under any circumstance. Pretty much, if they were to lose power, we'd have to restart the whole power plant, and it would be a time. So instead, we'll have a bunch of water wheels down here, just set up. Unfortunately, I only have 3 right now. I have to make a lot more. But these will be set up to always be spinning, just so we have some excess power to power our base power generation. So these are going to be what powers our weighted ejectors, our mechanical arms, our pumps, all of that, those components that are used all the time by our power plant. And that way we don't have to worry about overstressing and having to reset everything. They're just always ready to go on their own little separate network. So I'm going to install these, and then we'll go up top to begin installing the rest of the power plant. All right, so I built a little platform above the lava. This is where our lava collection mechanisms are going to be. We'll have 4 of these, one facing each direction to a set of 2 steam boilers. That should be sufficient in terms of lava generation once everything is up and running. You see here we have our pump, which I can take this off now that it's set up, which goes into, so the pulley goes into the pump, which goes into a spout. Doesn't really need a ton of backlog. We should be good here. This just goes onto a belt, which will then go into a weighted ejector, flinging it over here onto this depot. Mechanical arm will pick it up and then place the empty bucket back over here, and then rinse and repeat. And we'll be able to backlog a couple buckets in here. So now we just have to go in and install all of the boilers. So we're going to have 8 level 9 steam boilers in this to start with. We do have room for 4 more if I did want to expand there, but we're going to start with 8, and that should be sufficient for a while, to be completely honest. So what we're going to have to do is, I made a crate back rack. This is where all my crate components are now. Very, very handy. We're going to take our fluid tanks, and we're going to take our, if I can find them, am I blind in the other backpack? My blaze burners. Oh, here they are. Our blaze burners, and we're going to build our boilers. So it's going to be up another block, so that gives room for our mechanical arm to operate underneath. And we're going to have our blaze burners set up in this little grid. I actually would like to get up as well. And then we need a 4-block tall boiler. And that there should be sufficient for our power generation. Now, of course, we do have to slap the engines on the sides, which I have made as well. And there will be 9 on this as well, just like so. We can attach our shafts. These will be annoying to attach. Oh, no, this will not fit because the amount of space needed. I'll have to figure out another solution for that. That's okay. I will try that again later. But I'm going to go ahead and start setting up all 8 of these boilers in just the same form. Then we'll move on to the mechanical arms, and then we have to power everything. All right, so we have all 8 boilers set up with shafts ready to go. The scale of this is starting to kind of set on me. This is a lot of power. This will be good. This will be good. But we're going to start with just 1 boiler. Make sure it's working perfectly, and then we'll scale and add all the other 7 to that 1 boiler. You can see here, I added a small water pool to the side. In the future, I might retrofit to kind of pull water out of the stream, more of an aesthetic detail than just pulling it out of a little water pool to the side, but we'll see. We're not going to worry about that yet. And that will go straight in here. That will provide enough water to operate. We do need our mechanical arm set up to deposit lava and pick it up off of this depot. So deposit is going to be this golden color, and then it will also deposit onto this weight ejector. Make sure that's there, and then pull from this blue. I'm going to place it here in the middle, and it is able to reach everything, which is perfect. I want to try skinning it over 1 block. Let's see if we can still get that same. This is for a mix of aesthetic and power reasons. If we place it here, it is still able to reach everything. Perfect. So we're going to place them there. And now we just need to supply power. And of course, a couple buckets, all that fun stuff. So supply power, I have set up these gearboxes around the corners, which pull straight from this guy here. So we can run shafts along to each gearbox. Oh, I'm extended the wrong way. I do want to increase the RPM. The RPM does need to be at least 180 for the water pump, but we're just going to go full 256, because why not? I want to make sure we're pulling enough lava is the bigger point and operating fast enough on that. But we have a little wiggle room to turn it down if we need to. So we now have shafts extended all the way around. I will do that side later. I just don't really need to yet. So I know I need a cog here and a cog here, and we can make those 2 cogs so we can visualize them and see them in their places. All right, so we need a cog here and cog here. Perfect. We know this now. This exists. This is real in our world. So we need to power both of these cogs. A couple ways we can do it. I'm trying to think of the best one, which is not easy. All right. I think I have a way. Is this the prettiest way in the world? Maybe not. Will it work? I give it at least like a 10% chance of working. So I need a couple gearboxes. Oh, I'm stupid. Like that. All right. So we need a gearbox here, gearbox here, both vertical. They will have a shaft coming off like that with another shaft going to here, actually going to here with another shaft here. So what we're going to do is we're going to attach belts here, and now everything is running. You can see all the water is in here. We are actually generating a little bit of power. Not a ton, just a little bit. But that shows that the water is working, which is good. We love seeing things like that working. Now we need to power over here. There's a couple ways we could do that. Trying to think of the best one again. I also need to power this little fellow over here, which I might be able to just run. I don't know if the angle's right for this. It is not, unfortunately. But if I do that, it is. And that weight ejector setup. We'll make all these look prettier in the future because this is low-key a little bit ugly. Not low-key, high-key is. This is just my brain working as we go. So I need to power both this weight ejector and this belt, as well as this cog up here. Now, I ideally want to leave, this path here open. I forget you can break that with one click. That's going to be the end of me at some point. See here, this already actually is pulling a belt off because of that setup. So we can't pull in this way. We could, but we currently cannot. Unless we do one of these numbers, which is not the prettiest, but is working and is spinning in the right direction. So, but it is blocking our path here, and I don't really want to do that. So we're not going to do that. So let's find another solution. The ejector ejected me up here. This factory is a death trap. I need handrails. OSHA would not be happy right now. This is, more than 4 feet. Well, less than 4 feet. All right, this is the hideous contraption I've concocted. It works. We have enough space to get through. I cannot walk to the center, but I realize there will be no point once it's operational. Worst case, I can just add another catwalk somewhere. It is fine. I'll keep thinking about this and see if I can find a better solution, but for now, we need to add a couple buckets. So I only have 2, but they will operate the way they're supposed to. So they go in here, they get picked up, they fire it up, and they're going to keep cycling until it is fully operational. You see, we have 16 minutes on the timer. Where'd the bucket go? I went missing. Hello, little bucket. Where'd you go? They're gone. What happened to them? Hello? The bucket's gone. Oh, because this belt is spinning in the wrong direction. That would do it. Actually, it shouldn't matter. It might. Worst case, we can use my least favorite block in the game, encased chain drives. We should be good now. Well, I am now launched up here. All right, let's add some more buckets. Oh, they're in my inventory. Where'd it go? They just went missing. This new setup should work a bit better. So, yep, it flows in, gets refilled. The angle's a little steep, but it works. So we are now actually generating what appears to be a reasonable amount of power. I do need to add a stressometer so I can actually determine what the power is. But everything appears to be operating at full potential. Yep, level 9 right there. Well, this is very exciting. And now they're just going to keep cycling like that, but it's fine. It's just some pizzazz. That's all. You can actually ride the weighted ejector. So now I just have to duplicate this 3 more times and attach all 7 of the other boilers, and we're all set to go. All right, it is all built. I had to add a little bit more water wheels just because these do take a lot of stress. This is about 13,000 stress to, actually a little over 14,000, sorry. In order to function, running at 180 RPM. But you can see we have our little buckets flying back and forth, all being fed into our many boilers here. I do have to add a bunch of detail, pretty it up a bit, but I did find a new way to organize our shafts here, so it's a little better, not as much of a problem, and easy to get around on this inner circle. Now we just have to connect up all of these together, because they're right now 4 separate modules, and we're going to line them all up to here where we have those not gantry, that's the wrong term, those chain conveyors that will allow us to distribute power outside our power plant, which is very exciting. We have power. I've hooked up our power to one of our cables on the outside. It was not fun to do. You get thrown around a lot in this power plant. It is very annoying, like very annoying, but we're using rotational speed controller to slow it down to 4 RPM because our chain drives use stress units. So we want to use the least amount of stress units possible. Each RPM equates to 1 stress unit, so the lower the RPMs, the lower stress units, and we can speed it back up at their destinations. Now I just took in the other 3, and then of course all 4 of them together. Alright, this was very annoying, but all 4 sides are now hooked up. And take a guess on how many stress units we are producing, although it'll probably be somewhere in the advertisement of this video. 1 million! We're producing 1 million stress units. This is enough to last us for a really long time. Hopefully. We'll see. But I'm really hoping it will. Now I have to go in here and pretty everything up. Make it look nice. OSHA compliant, so someone doesn't fall into lava. You know, all that fun stuff. Support all these various shaft networks, because right now they're just kind of floating. Kind of ugly. Very ugly. Got a big plus sign in the ceiling with hay behind it. There we have it. It is much more integrated into our landscape here. We still have a lot more to do in terms of this, but it is decorated, OSHA compliant. I don't know if it's actually, but any drops, falls, all that are blocked off. And it looks just kind of nice. It looks very industrial, very worked in. Everything feels like it should exist a lot more. I would love to get like little signage being like this way, this that way. But yeah, and you can, that's where our readout is. It's very inconvenient. But if you go up to the rooftop, you can see all of our outputs are spinning, which means we can connect to them and power other facilities. Eventually, this one will be our first one. But that's about all the time I have for today. And as in today, I mean this video took me over a month to make because life just happened, work got very chaotic, and I thank you all for your patience with that. If you enjoyed and want to see more, be sure to, of course, subscribe to the channel, because I gotta plug it. Why not? And check out other members of the BeCreative SMP. They've all been doing some amazing stuff while I've been gone, and they're gonna keep doing some amazing stuff, so definitely worth checking them out. Alright, thank you, and have a great day.